I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Donald Trump is in a complete panic mode right now after hosting a Nazi sympathizer at Mar-A-Lago for dinner during Thanksgiving week. He hosted Nick Fuentes, who has said and done some of the most despicable things imaginable. But Donald Trump was caught hosting Nick Fuentes in a dinner with other notable anti-Semites, including Kanye West and others. And Donald Trump has been just putting out these ridiculous statements. Let me read to you what he just said. He goes, "This past week, Kanye West called me to have dinner at Mar-A-Lago. Shortly thereafter, he unexpectedly showed up with 3 of his friends, whom I knew nothing about. We had dinner on Tuesday evening with many members present on the back patio. The dinner was quick and uneventful. They then left for the airport. Oh, so a very uneventful dinner with just some Nazis at Mar-A-Lago. Okay, here's what Donald Trump then posted again. Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, was asking me for advice concerning some of his difficulties, in particular having to do with his business. We also discussed to a lesser extent politics, where I told him he should definitely not run for president. Any voters you may have should vote for Trump. Anyway, we got along great. He expressed no anti-Semitism, and I appreciated all of the nice things he said about me on Tucker Carlson. Why wouldn't I agree to meet? Also, I didn't know Nick Fuentes. Why wouldn't you agree to meet? Well, number one, that Kanye West has been saying a number of completely horrific and horrible things about Jewish people, and he's just been saying the most disgusting things. So that's reason number one. Number two, he was there with an actual Nazi sympathizer as well, and Nick Fuentes, who has said that he supports Putin, and he said that why would it be a bad thing if Putin acts like Hitler, who has made jokes about the Holocaust, who has said horrific things about women. I'll go play at the end of the video things that Nick Fuentes has said in very public forums and with major Republicans. Like Fuentes hosted these events with people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and others where he's actually said these things. And Fuentes is a major figure in the Republican Party. And so maybe that would be a reason why you would not agree to meet. And if you thought it couldn't get any more deranged than that, well, you don't watch the MeidasTouch Network's coverage of Donald Trump, because it did. And on Saturday, Donald Trump wrote the following on his social media platform, playing the victim. That's how Donald Trump makes his moves, lashes out, denies, plays the victim. This is what he wrote. He goes, "So I help a seriously troubled man who just happens to be black, ye, Kanye West, who has been decimated in his business and virtually everything else, and who has always been good to me by allowing his request for a meeting at Mar-A-Lago alone so that I can give him very much needed, quote, advice. He shows up with 3 people, 2 of which I didn't know, the other a political person who I haven't seen in years. I told him don't run for office, a total waste of time, can't win, fake news went crazy." So now you're the victim, number one, and number two, fake news went crazy. How about the fact that you invited a Nazi into your home and hosted a lavish dinner, which was later exposed? How about that? You also said, was it you or was it your lawyer who said that Mar-a-Lago is the most safe and secure place and that no one could be let in who shouldn't be let in? Oh, it was actually you. But also, let's play the clip of your attorney, Alina Habba, also saying that, where she said that Mar-a-Lago was very secure, and that's why, remember, with the documents that you stole, the government records, including top secret records, which you stole from the government and hid in Mar-a-Lago, your defense and your lawyer's defense was, well, it was safe and it was in Palm Beach County, and that's a very safe county. This is Alina Habba saying how safe Mar-a-Lago is. Play this clip first.
To me, to the untrained eye, a locked door in Mar-a-Lago seems a lot more secure than a Chinese restaurant in a mall, a bowling alley, an Oldsmobile dealership, or Hillary Clinton's bathroom on some server.
Wait, don't forget, Mar-a-Lago, and those that have been fortunate enough to visit Mar-a-Lago know that it is incredibly secure. There are gates, there is private security for the club itself, and then there is Secret Service. And the facts are very clear about one thing, and even the liberal media can't twist this. The DOJ came in June, They said, this looks fine, add a second lock to where the boxes were stored. They added a second lock on top of Secret Service, CCTV surveillance, the private club security, the fact that it's in Palm Beach County in Palm Beach, which is one of the safest places I know of.
What? And the fallout continues. You have Steve Bannon basically saying that he believes that Kanye and Nick Fuentes were there as a trolling operation on Donald Trump. Here, this is what Bannon said on his podcast, The War Room, earlier in the day. Play this clip.
And did the staff think that this was a good idea to have Kanye West come down and have dinner when the purpose in Kanye West's mind and the people around Kanye West knew exactly what they were doing? Let's just be blunt. It was a troll. You said it was a trolling operation going to go down. They wanted the story to be. They want the story to be that Kanye West in his magnanimously offered Donald J. Trump the vice presidency on his ticket to insult Trump, to put Trump in his place, to make Trump look more irrelevant, to feed into the Chris Christie, because you saw Bolton and Christie and all these guys jumping on it right away, that he lacks judgment, he's not relevant, he's not focused. So this was well thought through. This just didn't happen, right? The staff should know that. The staff should be on top of that. The staff should be doing interventions into this, if that's the case, and make sure that this type of stuff doesn't happen.
I mean, look, no offense to babies, but like these people treat Donald Trump like he is a baby. So the excuse is that he didn't know who Nick Fuentes is, and that's why he should be applauded because he didn't hear Kanye say anything that was anti-Semitic during the dinner. What are we talking about here? I want to play you this clip right here. This is of President Biden heading into his car today, and a reporter asked him, Mr. President, what do you think about Donald Trump having dinner with a white nationalist? And watch Biden's response. Play the clip.
Mr. President, what do you think of Donald Trump having dinner with a white nationalist? That's what he said. What do you think of that, sir?
You don't want to hear what I think.
Now let me show you this video here of Kanye West when he left this dinner, and he said how impressed Trump was with Nick Fuentes. Here, play this clip of Kanye West saying Trump was really impressed with this Nazi Nick Fuentes. Play the clip.
It was the fact that I walked in with intelligence. So Trump is really impressed with Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes, unlike so many of the lawyers and so many people that he was left with on his 2020 campaign, he's actually a loyalist.
Okay, now I did a longer video. I did about an 18-minute video on who Nick Fuentes is. So you can go back and you can watch that video. But let me just show you some of the quick highlights or lowlights of things that Nick Fuentes is said. So here's Nick Fuentes saying that after the midterms, that what we really need in this country is a dictatorship. We need to take control of the government and force people to believe what white nationalists and Nazis believe. Here, play this clip.
You got to recognize the fact that this is a godless country. I hate it. It's immoral, it's wrong, it's heinous, it's evil, but this is an evil country. And this country will surprise you with how evil it is. And that's why you got to get this out of your head that there is some silent majority cavalry that's going to come out of the woods and save us at the last minute. It's not. When we meet the left on the battlefield and they outnumber us like 5-1, that's it. But the point is, when you look at these things like abortion, it's popular. People like abortion, hate it, but it's true. And you can thank the Jewish media for that. Abortion's popular. Sodomy's popular. Being gay is popular. Being a feminist is popular. Sex out of wedlock is popular. Contraceptives are, it's all popular. That's all. That's not to say it's good. That's not to say I like that. Popular means the people support it, which they do. And it sucks, and it is what it is, but that's why we need dictatorship. That's unironically why we need to get rid of all that. We need to take control of the media or take control of the government and force the people to believe what we believe, or force them to play by our rules and reshape the society.
Now, this is Nick Fuentes at an event where Marjorie Taylor Greene was also a speaker with him, where Fuentes says, let's hear it for Russia. Can we get a round of applause for Putin and Russia? Play this clip.
And I look at China and I look at Russia. Can we give a round of applause for Russia? Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, here at the same event, again with a Republican leader, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Nick Fuentes says, oh, they're going on about Russia and Vladimir Putin as Hitler, and they say that that's not a good thing. Here, play this disgusting clip.
And now they're going on about Russia and Vladimir Putin is Hitler, and they say that's not a good thing.
And here's a clip of Nick Fuentes joking and laughing about the Holocaust with a cookies analogy for about 2 minutes straight. We'll cut out the clip. I'll show you a little bit of it. Play the clip.
If I take 1 hour to cook a batch of cookies and Cookie Monster has 15 ovens, working 24 hours a day, every day for 5 years, how long does it take Cookie Monster to make 6 million batches of cookies? I don't know. That's a good question. Certainly, oh, no. It doesn't really sound correct to me. Wait a second. It takes 1 hour to cook a batch of cookies, and you have 15 ovens, probably in 4 different kitchens, right? Doing 24 hours a day, every day for 5 years. How long would it take you to make 6 million? I don't know. It certainly wouldn't be 5 years, right? The math doesn't seem to add up there. The math doesn't quite seem to add up there. I don't think you'd result in 6 million, maybe 200 to 300,000 cookies.
Here's another recording of Fuentes when he's asked if he is hurt in his daily existence by Jewish people, and he said, I told you absolutely, yes. Play this clip.
Hurt in your daily existence by Jews.
I told you yes, absolutely. You laugh at it like...
How so? Can you...
Would you say that me having sex with my dog is the same thing as me having sex with a black man?
No. But they would both be degenerate.
Oh!
And then just hours after, Heather Heyer was killed in Charlottesville, and Donald Trump said, oh, there are great people on both sides here. This is what Nick Fuentes said. He goes, wow, what an incredible rally here in Charlottesville. We took mace, pepper spray, our feces. They sent in the National Guard, counter-protesters, and had the governor declare a state of emergency, all to silence us. They know the stakes. You can call us racist, white supremacists, Nazis, and bigots. You can disavow us on social media from your cushy campus reform job, but you will not replace us. The rootless transnational elite knows that the tidal wave of white identity is coming, and they know that once the word gets out, they will not be able to stop us. The fire rises. So this is the individual who Donald Trump had over at Mar-a-Lago. This is an individual who now Trump is not even disavowing. I mean, right? Trump is just saying he didn't know who he was, even though there's also reporting from Axios and confirmed by Nick Fuentes that they did discuss who he was, and Nick Fuentes did tell Donald Trump exactly who he was, and Trump knew that he was, somebody who was a notable person on the right wing who was been banned for a number of social media platforms. And Kanye West's view of it was that Trump was very impressed by Nick Fuentes, and that Trump hosted this dinner for Kanye, Nick Fuentes, and these other despicable individuals. And let's just pull back for a second here. Notice in Trump's statement too, he doesn't condemn Nick Fuentes. He goes, why would this be an issue? What's the problem here for me to just invite Kanye over with a few people? Like, what did I do wrong here? And that's everything that's wrong with him and with today's Republican Party. I mean, it is beyond despicable what this modern day Republican Party has become. And there's a reason that former Republicans are now people without a political party, as they've been taken over by MAGA extremists. Independents, non-affiliated voters have all joined in this pro-democracy coalition with Democrats to just have adults in the room. I mean, we should look at what happened with Nick Fuentes going to Trump and condemn it. Yet you still have a political party in the MAGA Republican Party that supports that conduct, that if you criticize Nick Fuentes, if you call out these MAGA Republicans, all of a sudden you're either a rhino or you are a commie, or you know, they just use one of those names to describe you, which is just kind of utterly absurd how this Republican Party has devolved into it. As we put out on social media today, MAGA Republicans are so dangerous and extreme that they have started to call anyone who says Nazis are bad or refuses to deny the horrors of the Holocaust as a member of the, quote, woke left or a commie. It's modern day McCarthyism, this time enabled by Kevin McCarthy. And that's just who they are. And it's time that the pro-democracy coalition stands together, calls them out each and every time, like we're going to do here on the MeidasTouch Network. Share this video. I ask you to share this video with everyone you know so that people know the truth. You know, the mainstream media or big media or the both sides media, and then there's pro-fascist media. The media has completely failed here, and there's a reason that there are more people watching MeidasTouch Network than watch, at this point, big media anymore. And it's because we're part of this community together. It's not just a network, it's a community together where we're spreading the truth together, and we are standing up against fascism, against authoritarianism, against this hate and this racism and this anti-Semitism and this cultism and this MAGA extremism. And we're saying not here in this great country, that America is a special place, that we love our country, and you can't take the American flag. You can't take away the term patriot. You don't get to call yourselves that as you're part of this MAGA extremist movement. We're calling it out together. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit the subscribe button right now. We are on our way to 1 million subscribers with your support. And in addition to the subscribe button here, go check out our Patreon website. Go to patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Consider becoming a patron of the MeidasTouch Network or community. There's lots of exclusive content there, but we are not funded by any outside investors at all. Zero. So none of the people who fund the both sides media and the pro-fascist media, none of that. We purely rely on this kind of crowdsourcing. That's how we're 100% independent, and we're in it together. So no matter where you are in the world, check it out, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. And also, while you're at it, check out our new true crime thriller podcast that's on top of the Apple charts called American Psyop. American Psyop, Psyop. It's about the son of General Wesley Clark, Wes Clark Jr., who gets caught up in psychological operations targeting him, mercenary groups targeting him, cults targeting him, and more. And he's trying to separate fact from fiction. It's doing incredibly well, and people have given it really great reviews. It's called American Psyop, produced by MeidasTouch Network. I'm Ben Meiselas. Until next time.
At MeidasTouch, we are unapologetically pro-democracy, and we demand justice and accountability. That's why we're spreading our message to Convict 45. That's right, gear up right now with your Convict 45 tees and pins at store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.